know that the Earth can technically not be flat because a flat surface is smooth, right? So this is where they throw in
Right.
all this nonsense because yes, the Earth is flat, but no, it's not flat because it's not a smooth, plain surface.
Right. There's
So it's
Right.
not
mountains.
a
There's everything.
globe.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's as God the as God showed that circular. It's more like a frisbee. You know what I'm saying? And there's
Yes.
ridges and exactly like that, ridges and valleys, and it's capped in. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, fellas, let
That's
me.
right.
And
I'm studying physics. Okay, when I was growing up, these are not. So gravity is a theory that has yet to be proven over 100 years since its proposal. Okay, there's two
yes, that's a
scientific
fact.
laws. I'll smash the heliocentric Big Bang globe model right now with these two scientific laws that tell me if this doesn't make obvious common sense. The second law of hydrostasis: water always seeks and maintains its own level. How does
Yes.
it do that on
That.
anything else but a flat plane, let alone a ball? I'm waiting.
And that's why when
So
the
hold
answer
on.
to
You
that,
brought up a very good point because I want to add to what he's saying. Now, let's say it does do that on a ball because let's just say the water is, poured onto the ball and it's staying, right? But now add to the fact that the
right.
ball is fucking spinning. We
Oh,
know what
don't
a
even get me started on
centrifuge
that.
does.
Yes.
You know
Don't
what
even get
I'm
me
saying?
started
And
on
then
that.
these idiots want to talk to me about gravity.
And that's
I'm
what
sorry,
I
let me
was
not
about
call
to
them
say.
idiots because I was there too. So these people who refuse to do any type of in research and discernment for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Choose to keep these arguments alive because it's easier to be ignorant and talk from an emotional standpoint than it is to actually go and challenge your own belief and see where you are wrong at. You
Thank
know what I'm
you, bro.
saying?
Okay, third law, guys. Here's the other thing that I'll just bring up real quick, and then I'd love to hear your guys' insight. The third law of thermodynamics: air pressure, gaseous pressure, atmospheric pressure requires a container. How is the vacuum of space containing an atmosphere of Earth? It's not. It
That's
can't
right.
be.
That's right.
Therefore, there must be a firmament or something like the
So
Bible says, a dome.
you do know that they just admitted that we can't actually get out of this atmosphere,
Bro,
that
the
we've
Van Allen
never
belt is something
actually,
they're trying to penetrate the Van
but
Allen belt to
NASA
this day.
just
It's
admitted it.
impossible.
Like yes, they
Yeah, they
openly
admit it
admitted that
now.
we can't get past the Van Allen belt.
But yet they
Yep.
somehow went there and back 6 different times on the Apollo missions to the moon. No, they didn't. No, they did
Right.
not.
So, but also look up the NASA agent who says, "Oh, I would love to go to the moon, but we just somehow
We
lost
destroyed
it or
it.
accidentally destroyed all
Bro,
the
Oh,
it's a painful
greatest
process to
mission
build it
in
back.
mankind's history. White, black, Chinese, purple, blue, fucking alphabet people, whatever. Straight.
Right.
That's the greatest achievement in mankind's history, and you just happen to videotape over that shit.
So, bro, if I'm the
yeah.
astronauts that risked my life to go there, unacceptable. Unacceptable that you guys lost and destroyed the technology and taped over it. So
I
you
got a
can go.
better
Bro,
It's
question
bullshit.
for
no,
you.
no,
I got
no,
a
no,
better
no. This
question for you. How about this?
even deeper dagger. When
Hold on.
on Apollo 11, that supposed to had exploded and those people died, they still alive. And
The
there's
Challenger.
pictures
No,
of
yeah,
them
the
right now.
Yeah,
Challenger
no,
thing
no,
you're
no.
talking.
Forget
Yeah.
that. Forget that. How about this? Neil Armstrong is the first person to set foot on the moon. Who the fuck is the nigga that set up the camera on the moon to
Bingo. Great
record him?
point. Hey, also, how did Nixon talk to them? Okay, an audio engineer by trade. Nixon was talking to them without any delay on
That's
a
a fact.
landline. Now, the speed of
On a
sound is
landline. Thank
the
you.
speed.
Nobody peeped that.
Listen, the speed of
You know,
sound is limited. Okay, there is a maximum velocity for speed of sound, and we know it. The sheer distance to the moon and
Bro,
back
y'all
alone,
just dropped a
it
super
implies
bomb.
delay. It implies delay as an audio engineer. That's too far
Bro,
distance. The speed
listen.
of sound takes too long. How could they do it seamlessly without delay? They didn't. It's all fake.
And that too, but check this out. The fact that it's called a landline, that just like destroys all of that shit. Because you can't utilize it alone as less this shit is on some land.
so me personally, I build cell phone towers for a living, and a lot of people want to give me this arguments of for GPS and satellites. I install a GPS system on every single cell site, a minimum of two. Okay, hey Judy, right? I install a minimum of two. Now, with these so-called GPSs, we can pick up your satellite from anywhere with up to 10 feet, within 10 feet. Now, they tell me that these are going to outer space back here, but yet I know for a fact that they're not because they're connected, right, through these fiber optic cables that are
Yeah,
laid under the ocean that go all the way to China.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yes,
That
it's
is
all
a fact.
landlines. It's not at all satellites. Yes, man. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for
Well,
saying
Yeah,
that.
I
and
build the
And we have our
network now.
own
Hold
money.
on, hold on. I'm not. I want to finish. I
Wow.
want to finish
He's
what I'm
insulting,
saying
guys.
because now, hold on. I got it. I install satellite dishes. So with satellite dishes, right? So I did a straight shot from New York to Chicago for the New York Stock Exchange. We did not take in any accountability for a curvature of the Earth, which should have been if I'm not mistaken, the curvature between here should have been calculated for every mile. It should have been just an inch of depth that we should have been going up. We did a
Yep.
straight motherfucking
Yes,
shot.
sir.
Now I
That
did
should
a
be accounted
straight
for.
shot from New York to
Bro, my
California.
dad's an
How?
architect.
I think they said after 100 miles, it's
Bro, my
supposed to
dad's
be
an
like
architect.
30
The same thing, man.
degrees
I
or
asked him
some
those
shit.
questions when I was growing
And
up. They don't account for it.
they don't
They
because it
don't.
doesn't exist.
Whatever it is, there should
A
be
Bro, no, let me
some
say this.
equation to
When they
account
on the
for it.
when they on the plane, I'm gonna say this real quick, C3, and then you get it. When they on the plane, the gyroscope shit is flat. Why don't they use a ball?
Yo, it's real simple though. The easiest way to kill this is simply that if you did it once, technology is so much better than it was then. Why
Right.
can't you do it again?
And why can't you do it better?
The reason they can't go to the moon is because before, when television was just kind of new, they could put it there. People are too intelligent now. You understand? They would see the CGI, and if you look at every single space station,
Hey, why don't they
every single
have a
one is
picture
located near
of the
water.
Earth?
Hold on. There's not one space station located in the middle of land anywhere because a rocket must go up, it must come down.
Yep,
They
now you
all
can't fake
fall into the
exactly.
water. Exactly. So you just said something too that I wanted to point out that I wanted to hit on. What did you just say?
Bingo.
The C3. He just said something, but
Oh
Yeah,
no,
they
yeah.
look at
shoot
So
them
the
into the. Y'all ever see? Y'all
question that's the
ever
question.
see how
Oh,
many
my fault.
satellites are
Go ahead. Yeah, go
supposedly
ahead.
out there?
It's like supposed to be like
Well, I was
hundreds
saying
and
that.
thousands of some shit, right?
yeah, yeah,
Which point? I got carried away. I get excited when I meet
yeah.
some
No,
other
it was the last
like-minded
thing you
people.
said. I was gonna elaborate on because you was hitting some points that I wanted to elaborate on.
Oh, I was
I think you said your
gonna
pops
say
was an
satellites.
architect or something. Well, go ahead.
Look, you ever see how many satellites are supposedly up there? Why don't we ever see any in the sky? Why don't we ever see any in
Well,
the sky? Why is there
they
never any
tell
pictures
you so now.
of
All
them?
right.
Because they're not existent.
So
They're not real like that.
I pay attention to the skies every night, and so there are moving stars. But I'm not going to get into this right now. But they are not moving stars; they are ancestors. And I have had many conversations with people who try to tell me that they're satellites. Then we'll get the telescope out, and you can see the satellite, supposedly, right? This is not a satellite. This is a celestial energy of a physical, damn near energy that is flying across the sky, which looks exactly like a star. You can
Right.
clearly see the difference between the two. You know what I'm saying? And the
Now.
reason, good.
The thing with the satellites, though, I won't knock that it's not anything in the sky because there are certain farms and shit that will Samsung little piece of shit will fall out the sky. Now it ain't like it's that big ass shit that they put on the space movies. It's like a motherfucking size of a small generator with some little wing things on the side. It ain't no big huge thing, but it is something floating out there. But most of them shits be connected to the balloons though.
Yes, that is true. That is very true. And so now getting back to the whole point in question, like why? What is like, why would they do this, right? Because, okay, think about it. People have always had a connection to the earth, right? People have always known their place with the
Okay,
earth.
wait,
And
before you say that, I want to address his question because it's been sitting there for a while. He said, "Is
okay.
a ball flat?" Bro, that's a goofy ass question. No, it's not flat. Come on now. Um, Now you could go ahead. I'm gonna pin this
First off,
comment, but I know you want
But
to
hold
deal with this
on.
comment.
This is
hold on,
also.
Let me add on to what he just said.
Go ahead.
He upset. Is a ball flat? You said no, right? Well,
Right.
if the ball, if the Earth was the shape, if the Earth was the shape of a ball, why are the continents a lot bigger and smaller than what they show you? Look up what a
He's
real
probably
map.
not even aware of that.
Look up
And
what
there
a real map
and there
looks like.
should be there should be a continent that be
See,
on the curved part of the Earth. But is
we
that even the thing?
this is what people fail to realize. They think because a ball is a circle, this is a circle, but yet it is not a ball. You understand?
Fact.
This is a circle, but it is not a ball.
Thank you,
And you
bro.
can
I don't.
live in
It
something
shouldn't even be that hard, bro. That shit shouldn't
And
even be
guess what?
hard.
You deflate a ball. Guess what happens to it?
Now it's flat. Now it's flat. If you deflate it, it's flat now. Yeah.
So guess what?
But
Yes, a ball can be flat.
it can be, but he said is a ball flat. Period. It can be, but if it's flat, it
certain
won't no longer be
situations-
called a ball.
Exactly. Like DJ said some shit today, right, that made motherfuckers think that nobody was thinking about. They always talking about can you lead a horse to water to make it drink, but you can't. That nigga said, yo, put some salt in his hay. He'll drink.
He said
You know
it's
what
a
I'm saying?
circle that rotates flat.
Yes.
Circles technically are flat, but you can't determine if that circle is rotating though.
So hold
Hey,
on.
listen,
This is how
take
I'm gonna
your ashtray and rotate it in a circle. I guarantee you it's still
Right,
flat.
right,
But
right, right, right,
I'm gonna
right.
disrupt his theory of us rotating. So what it is that we are at a fixed point and the sky moves around us. You can see that every single night you go out and the sky moves just a little bit, the constellations. But yet we can, if we're on a rotating ball spinning at 66,600 miles an hour, which is 666, by the way, right?
Yes,
And the
sir.
Earth is
Oh, you blank. I didn't
606
even hear
trillion
about that. That's
tons.
fine.
Most people don't really look at the weight of the Earth. It's 666, which is 666 trillion tons, whatever the fuck number that means.
Bro, not only
But
that,
so
the galaxy is supposedly spinning at 666,000 light years. It's all 666. It's all fucking,
exactly.
yeah.
But now at it spinning at these astronomical numbers, right? While rotating like this, spinning at the same fucking time. Imagine a basketball spinning on my finger, right?
I'm about to
Now
show.
the
I'm about to
basketball
pull
is
up a
spinning.
picture of it. Go ahead.
Yeah, now the basketball is spinning on my finger and it's moving while it's moving in the same direction. But yet the stars are in the same place every single night, 12 months of the fucking year with a
Bro,
slight
the North
rotation.
Star hasn't moved. The North Star hasn't moved since the beginning of observable history. That wouldn't be in the same place 2 days in a row if you're accounting for all the movement you just mentioned, let alone for all of time. And then all the constellations proceed around it. That can't happen in their models.
Exactly, and the stars are in the same place. It cannot.
Check this.
As a
You
matter
couldn't be able to predict
as
where
a
we're
matter of
landing at.
fact, as a matter of fact, you wouldn't be able to see the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time if we was on a globe. That would be
Exactly, physically
impossible.
impossible. I literally remember being taught in first and second grade that we cannot see the moon during the day because of the Earth's rotation. And then I know, as a matter of fact, yesterday the fucking moon and the sun were out at the exact same time.
Exactly. And
Yo,
that's
how
because
about
we
this?
on a flat plane. But this is what I just wanted to pull this up because this is what you was talking about. This is what they telling us. We spinning and we going fast in the mug. But how come the sky's still the same? Guess what they answer for that is because the sky that we looking at is moving with us.
Hey, yo, did you see? My bad. Go ahead,
Ridiculous.
TJ.
So the thing is, first off, that I just want to say that picture that they trying to shove down your throat makes no sense. Period. Point blank. There's no way in hell that the galaxy rotates with us now. But
Yeah,
what I'm saying is,
exactly.
what I was saying is, you cannot, like, if that was the case, you would not be able to track where the stars is going to be. You would not be able to
They
track
would
this.
always be in different places. Yes, exactly. They would not be
But
predictable
we have
at
been
all.
doing this for years.
Think
Prime
about
example.
this, right?
Prime example. Hold on.
That was a big ass bomb right there. If you track the stars, that means we are stationary. You can't track something
Thank
that's
you.
off.
We have to be stationary.
What-
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
want to give a perfect example.
Yeah, let him finish. I just wanted to point that out for everybody in the comments.
Let me finish that up. Even in that holy book they call the Bible, they states the sun, which is the sun, was called. You knew he was coming by the North Star, and he was followed by three kings, which just so happens to mean that on December 24th, the day before the sun was born, the Eastern Star, which is known as Sirius, is connected by three kings, three stars, which is known as the Orion's belt, and that is how you track the sun. So if they were saying about this during biblical times, that means they've been tracking it for a while, which means this stationary flat Earth theory is not something new.
Exactly, it's not new, bro.
Let me add to what he's gonna say, because now we know Harriet Tubman supposedly was a slave from Africa, supposedly, right, taken over here, and was yet able to free slaves from north to south by using the stars. It's an internal GPS system that is natural to the people of this planet. You understand?
That's right.
So this is what people are failing to realize. When they were tracking, right, on the water, the merchants, the seamen, right, they were able to utilize the stars, its placement, to find out where they were and how off.
That's right. That's right.
How do you track the exact location of something while moving? That makes no sense.
Yeah, if the sky's spinning, everything's just spinning.
If it's rotating a certain way, you take flights opposite direction of the rotation. Therefore, it would take half as long to fly somewhere. They never account for that.
Check this out.
Let me bring up a point that he just said. Let me get this thought. So if the Earth is rotation, how come we just don't pick up an airplane, right, levitate it like a helicopter, and then let it just land down when the Earth is spinning?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Exactly.
Why don't you just jump and end
check
up in
this out, too. Check this out. You see this? This is like a basketball in my front yard. If the Earth is spinning, the ball would be moving. How come when I wake up in the morning, it's in the same spot? And they tried to use the explanation that it's moving so fast that it will stay right there like the water inside of a bowl. But if you could see that water in the bowl, it's shifting. That water in the bowl, as you spin that water above your head and it don't pour out, it's shifting. And it ain't got nothing to do with a gravitational force. It's the acceleration force. And they don't try to point out density. That's the real point about gravity. They're not pointing out the density.
Bingo.
Is what's separating the different layers of the atmosphere and all of the things.
What it is different stages of water, and we haven't realized.
And they got you skipping. They got you skipping and spinning. Hey, but now check this out, though. Check this out real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go. Just go in after me. Go in after me. Miss Bossy Loving Life said we are all in the circle of life. We are all connected to the earth. And you see how they call it the circle of life and not the ball of life?
You know that. Oh, go ahead, bro.
Well, I was just gonna say real quick, Nikola Tesla, who, in my opinion, I'm a study of his, the smartest man of all time, period, bar none. He single-handedly wrote for the 20th century. He said gravity is nonsense. Einstein is a fraud. He's a mathematician that is a bum dressed in king's garbs, that goes on creating grand equations that can't be observed in reality. And after grand equation after grand equation, he comes up with the ultimate equation that is really dissociated from any observable experienced reality. And let me hit you guys with this, and I'll leave it alone. And I bring this up to people all the time. I'm studying in physics again, by the way. What if you weren't taught this or saw this on TV or something like that? What in your lived reality would have led you to conclude that we're living on a spinning ball? I'm waiting. Because it feels pretty flat and stationary to me.
And that's what I mean by they want you to ignore your senses. Because your senses say otherwise. But now, he said, they created artificial gravity, or is it just a form of electromagnetic? Now, they created gravity. They didn't create artificial gravity. Gravity is artificial itself. That's what they created. And there is no gravity. It's not a thing.
Tesla said gravity is nonsense. It's the simple laws of density and buoyancy. If it's heavier than air, it will sink. If it's lighter, it will float, just like in water. That's why helium balloons float. That's why they, quote unquote, defy gravity. Birds defy gravity all the time because they're lighter They're less dense than the air. That's all it is.
So why?
Tesla
So
couldn't stand Einstein.
if the world is a sphere, right? Just answer me this one question. If the world is a sphere, why did they tell you 360 degrees make something complete? Because 360 degrees is only a circle.
That's right.
Ooh, interesting. Hey, Crusoe said, Nick, why is it so important for you to debunk known theories about gravity? Crusoe, I don't have to debunk anything. What you just said in your question answers your question. Theory. Theory inherently means not proven. What I said to you before are two scientific laws. That means they can't be anything else but observed that way. They've never been demonstrated otherwise than that. Water always seeks and maintains its own level, and atmospheric pressure requires a container. These are not theories. These are laws. Gravity is still a theory. It's never been proven, never been shown to exist.
See, who is Healing 94? Hey, Healing, you ain't talking like that over here. What you talking about? Them people, ask them.
Those people, you ask them.
Yeah, no, we don't play like that over here, Healing. We don't do that. Now, unless Queen works with NASA, then we can say that. But other than that, yeah, go ahead.
Did y'all hear me when I got cut out about the different levels of the water, and then when y'all was talking about the density and gravity?
Yeah,
no,
they cut you. They cut you as soon as you start talking.
Densities of water.
Yeah, so we have to understand that it's not gravity, there's different kinds of water. See, there's different kind of species that live in different kind of waters. You have the fish and the animals that live in that level of water, and then you have us who live in this level of water, which we perceive as air. It's just less dense. You understand? And that's the whole theory of gravity. It's not density. I mean, it's not gravity, it's density, and there are different levels to it. You understand?
Now I'm going to say this.
Air can be wet and moist at times. You know what I mean? Air is not. Go ahead.
He said, but why? But you seem passionate about giving alternate theories. Just curious why that's important.
Because Tesla said it.
No, hold on. The reason why it's important is because, one, we want to learn where we're at on our own. We don't want to just take somebody's word for it. And at one point in time, we did take somebody's word until we started learning on our own and realized some of this don't add up and match up. And why don't it? And once we started realizing why it didn't, it's because they're purposely giving you misinformation on purpose.
The narrative. And
what is it? Like,
what is narrow?
But beyond the fact that they're giving information like that on purpose, it's the soul's journey to seek questions, to be on this quest to figure out where it is, what is going on, and why is it here. All of these different things, and one of the things that came up is the Earth is either a ball, is it a square? What kind of thing are we on? Are we on a table? Are we on a whatever? What are we on? And does it have a shape or not? And so there would be people who studied so many different things that would get you to an answer on what are you on, what this body or plane that you on. And the study of energy is the most like I want to say consistent with why the Earth would be flat and not round. Mm-hmm. That's studying energy, not studying the stars, not studying the earth, the sun, and the moon. You studying energy, which happened to also just so happen coincidentally be studying your soul at the same time.
It's to know thyself. You understand? Because once you go on a quest, as he said, which is the root word for question, you understand, which is the journey. Once you start questioning things, you will start to actually wonder and need all different narratives, because the one size truth does not fit all. You understand? Why? Think about it, right? If the truth was the truth, there'd only be one religion. There wouldn't be different sects of it. So we do need different narratives and different perspectives of things so that we can come together, because everybody has a piece to the puzzle, so we can put it together, because we all do realize that we have been lied to. You understand? And so we're tired of being lied to. So instead of going to seek answers from the institution that provides the answerers, you know, aka scholars and priests and all this shit, we are taking that back and putting it inside of us. We are removing the Jesus syndrome, which is constantly seeking things outside of us externally and going within to seek the truth. Because anybody who's going to give you or claims that they are a teacher or wants to give you any kind of information, if they do not tell you to seek from within, they are truly not teaching you anything.
That's
You
right.
understand? And if they don't tell you to question what they say, then they are not truly giving you any information. You know what I'm saying? We're not sitting here telling you to believe this. Question this shit. Question for yourself, because we doing the same thing. You
That's
know what I
Because it
right.
mean?
not
And
only
that's why
makes
it's
you
important to give
stronger
those
or
different
better, but it
perspectives.
makes us better. Because when you
That's
come
right.
back with something that we don't have an answer for, now we have to go do more research to figure this out for ourselves.
And see,
And
another
Wasn't it
thing
funny?
too. Another thing too about it is, did you ask that to them when they said the Earth wasn't flat no more? When they said that the Earth was round, did anybody say, "Well, why are you saying that? Why is this important, bro? Like, just leave it at flat."
Great point.
Or better yet, when you
Great
was a
point.
kid, right, and you was in church and you started questioning things, what did they tell you to do? Don't do that. Don't question. They started scolding you, and
You
Right.
that's what
don't
we do
you don't
as
question
adults.
God.
Exactly. You don't question God. No, you do question God, because this nigga out here making deals, you know what I'm saying, with the devil, you know what I'm saying, to prosecute Job and shit, and that's his most best
And
loving.
that's
Then you got
no,
me out here knowing this nigga out here fucking little virgin girls and shit, you know what I'm saying, creating messiahs, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So hold up. Why am I not to question this nigga? Now this nigga want to sacrifice babies, and he want to tell slaves to honor their master and all this kind of other crazy
And
shit.
and
listen,
and
You know what I'm
he's the
saying? And this
all
nigga
knowing,
jealous.
bro. He's
You know
the
what I'm
and check
saying?
all
This
this
nigga,
out.
knowing,
hey,
and he.
I'm not even done. I was just
Oh
getting
yeah,
ready to
go
get
ahead,
there. I
go ahead,
said,
yeah, go ahead, go
and this
ahead.
nigga jealous, right? And he jealous.
Which is
So
a weak
now on top of
mother.
that, he's a low vibrational ass nigga. Then on top of that, he's all knowing. So he knows my heart is good. He gonna make this whole world and create the devil, knowing the devil ain't shit and can destroy the nigga. Come
That's
on,
right.
son, you ain't gonna question none of
That's
this.
right. And but see, this the
Let's
thing
make
too,
it
though.
easy.
This the thing too. I'm gonna say this, then you go after me.
All
That
right.
that we can't question God, but there's a judgment day when we die, and He supposed to be all knowing. So why He gonna question me when He know the answer already? What's the point of you questioning me? You know the answer. You gonna just ask me to see if I'm I'm gonna just tell the truth. I'm gonna see if he lie or not. That's human shit.
That's what the police do to you when they pull you over. They already know if you got warrants. They already know if you fucked up, but they gonna ask the same question. You ever been arrested for it, nigga? You know I've been arrested.
Yo, it's really as simple as
Exactly.
if you still following the Bible, then you're alone, because the Bible says itself that is not true. It says that the story of Ishmael and Isaac was written in allegory, which means that it is a story made to make you think. Just like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. It ain't nobody literally leading a horse to water. It was an allegory.
That's
It was
right.
written in allegory. It states this in the Bible itself. And guess what?
Exactly.
For those who don't know, Ishmael is the father of Islam, and Isaac is the father of Baptist Christianity.
And but see, this is the thing about when it come down to people like that, the Ishmael and the Isaacs that created these religions. If we understand that this all fake, then all of them niggas fake, and the shit they created is fake. Everything fake that come with it. And so,
See, but this is the thing, though. It's not that it's fake. It's metaphorical, and us
right,
dumbass
right,
niggas
right,
took it
right,
literal.
right. It don't
My thing
exist in the
is,
literal sense. Right. That's what I
if
mean.
Jesus
Exactly.
lived, why don't nobody alive share his bloodline?
That's right. But see, no, this is what I'm saying. Because when it
But then you
come
got
down
people
to
like
being
Haile Selassie.
like when it come down to being a part of the line of the line of Judah, they call them Jews because of Judah. You come from the Judah, and so you a Jew man. That's a part of the Judah's family. And when I realized that Judah is like a mindset just as much as Christ is, just as much as every character in the Bible, God, devil,
Yep.
Moses, all of them are different parts of us that we can be. But when I learned that,
Yeah.
I said, hold on. So all of us can be a Jew then. It really don't matter. They attached it to some historical understanding of, oh, that meant the African. No, that meant right there. That meant this kind of African tribe. No, all of that was because you African, you're gonna say African tribes. But when you American, you gonna say American shit. But when you Chinese, you gonna say it's the Chinese shit. So everybody realizing that this is within all of us, but we keep putting it outside of us, and that's what's causing this confusion, causing wars and all of this.
My
But once
thing
I
is,
learned that, man, that cleared everything up to say, well, hey, we ain't gotta. It shouldn't be no more cloudiness. This is what the Bible mentions as moving the veil, removing that veil.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is mentioned in even every religion that predates Christianity has the same story. Guess
That's right.
what? Osiris was born on December 25th.
Look at Mithra.
Yeah, Mithra.
Yeah, Mithra,
Born to a
Dionysus.
virgin mother.
Dionysus, right.
Exactly.
Yeah, all of them, bro. And so once we realize that, that right there causes unity. Because at one point in time, I was like, bro, no, they stealing.
I'll be back in 5 minutes.
All right. At first, I had a bitter feeling, and it was like, they stealing. Why they stealing information? But then it kind of grew on me, and it was like, wait, they're sharing. They're all friends, and they sharing this shit, and they reading it to their babies this way because they babies love this kind of art and this kind of poetry. So when I learned that, it was like, bro, this is now could be utilized into unity. We could turn this into a unity movement. But nope. They still saying, no, Allah said, fuck you, fuck Jesus, nigga. It's about Muhammad. Like, yo, and so now we all fighting over little dumb shit like that became personalized, that the Bible, that Allah, that none of these gods or the prophecy actually say. We saying that they said it, and it don't say it.
Yeah, definitely.
Well said, young man.
Because the truth of the matter is, the whole Virgin Mary was Virgo, the constellation.
That's a fact.
And wait, and let's make it even easier. Virgo, the constellation, also known as the House of Bread. Guess what happens during August and September?
Harvesting.
You harvest bread. Guess what? What the House of Bread translates to? Bethlehem.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fire.
But what he's saying is true, though. Everybody needs to go watch Zeitgeist. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard of Zeitgeist?
Yeah, I heard
Great movie. Yep.
Yeah. And that's exactly, all of that shit is in there in a fucking perfect layout. You know what I'm saying? Anybody want to do some research?
Check this out, too. I also learned that in ancient Egypt or Africa, wherever, virgin did not mean to not have sex, but it had meant to not be married.
Yep.
So that was her first time becoming married. So technically, she could have been having sex already.
It's so much more to that. Like even the fact of, look at the stories of the Bible, like Moses, right? Moses, they talk about how we switch into different celestial different zodiac times. Like we're coming up on the time of Aquarius or whatever. So when the Bible was written, it was the time of Taurus. Guess what happened when Moses came down? When Moses came down from the mountains with the 10 Commandments, he was mad because he seen his people was worshiping a golden bull.
The golden bull,
the Taurus.
Right? The Taurus bull.
Moses was the incarnation of Aries. And guess what? When it was over in the Bible and they asked where was the last communion going to be held, he said, when you get into the town, there's going to be a man bearing a jug of water. Does that sound like Aquarius to you?
Interesting, man. Very interesting.
That's right. That's exactly what it is. But see, now check this out. The crazy trick to that is a man bearing a pitcher of water got his head chopped off back then. Only women doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So when the man bearing the pitcher of water, this definitely is the symbolism for the zodiac that you're talking about, and not literally a man holding that pitcher of water.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have transgender back then, folks. This was
and see now the crazy thing is this. I'm gonna go in now. Virgin Mary was really about the cosmic mother giving birth to this universe. And the man bearing the pitcher of water is the womb man bearing the child, which is this pitcher of water that when the water breaks, what happens with the man bearing the pitcher? He start to pour it out.
Mm-hmm.
This is the flooding. And what happened with the flood? The world renews. There's a new birth, a new world, a new life. this is what it's all about. And once he came down there and saw them with that bull, slaughtered them all like the flood would have done.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, the flood actually happened because he split the waters and let them fall on the king or whatever, all the people trying to chase him.
Mm-hmm.
So he still, in a sense, made a flood happen after the golden calf, which is like the cosmic mother, and they was in the golden age of it, but they lost the mother now. Now the mother is gone because they slaughtered the idealistic of revering this mother.
Hey, what y'all think of Chelsea's comment here? She said, but that doesn't negate the fact that Joseph was not Jesus' father and that the Holy Spirit still is responsible for Jesus and is his father. It just means she wasn't a virgin physically.
Right.
It doesn't mean she
Now,
didn't have.
I like that. Where's this comment at? I'm about to, there you go. I'm about to, all right, now let me see. But it doesn't negate the fact that Joseph was not Jesus' father and the Holy Spirit was still responsible for Jesus and his son. All right, now check this out. The Holy Spirit is his father, but it's also the mother, if you didn't know that. The Holy Spirit is actually the mother energy. And this is what they use to impregnate Mary with. What they're doing is blurring the lines between the spiritual or cosmic mother and the cosmic father. And they're letting the father become the mother and the father. That way he can impregnate and bear the child.
Let's take that even deeper. Do you know there's a dormant gene that lies within all women right now that is scientifically proven to exist? There's a dormant gene.
I disagree with it.
But you disagree with it? But I mean, they found it.
Is you talking about the mitochondrial Eve gene?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's fake.
I don't, because if you look at it, look how women number men in this world.
The reason why I think it's fake is because the mitochondrial Eve gene is basically the gene that can do it can make anything, basically any baby type.
That's not what I'm referring to. So it might not be we might not be talking about the same thing. There's a dormant gene that supposedly lies within the woman's womb that centuries ago, well, billions of years ago, allowed women to produce babies asexually.
Okay, yeah, you talking about the parthenogenesis.
Yeah, parthenogenesis, that's it.
Okay, now I think in my theory I don't.
She said it right there.
Let me see.
She said fact, because back when women didn't need to have men to have
children. See, now I kind of the reason why I disagree with that is because it's kind of like I think Mother Nature made us to where it's the lock and the key. The woman need the man. I think
just like the entire animal kingdom. It's all like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I think
there's not. There's plenty of different things out there in the animal kingdom that reproduce asexually.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
That's true.
Birds
but no mammals,
definitely
right?
do, but they
mammals
still
don't.
mate though.
Well, hey, what do you guys think? Cruz has said this a couple of times now. It's an interesting point. He said, "You confuse yourself by embracing aspects of the Bible while discounting the Bible at the same time."
We're not discounting the Bible. We're telling you the way you believe in it is incorrect.
Right. Because basically what we're telling you is that there is a different understanding of the Bible that they're not giving you.
It's called discernment. And
we're also trying to show you that when it comes to certain so-called historical facts within this book, that it's not actually historically accurate
at all. I just came back, but
welcome back.
I appreciate you. If I'm not mistaken, are you saying that that my brother believes in the Bible in a certain way? in like in
No,
the way that we've been taught.
I think they're saying that he uses, we have been using the Bible to justify certain things, but then discrediting it in other regards.
And what I'm referring to, what I'm telling him is, no, I'm not. I'm using the Bible for what it was used for. The Bible was used for tracking the stars, just like all other religions. And it was also used for telling you about yourself.
That's true too, but we also have to realize there are different versions of the Bible. So now the Bible that we have today, the King James Version, is used for enslavement of people's minds. There's also a version of the Bible that is used for spells. There's also a version of the Bible that is used to teach man who they truly are in the metaphorical standpoint, like becoming Christ, right? Because Jesus died at age 33. You have 33 vertebrae in your spine, right? And that's ascending that Kundalini energy up the 33rd vertebrae into the pineal gland to become Christ. So some people will look at it and see that Jesus Christ died for your sins. Other people, such as myself, understand that Jesus Christ died when they sliced the consciousness of man away, and that's what happened, and we became sinful when we started going away from nature. And now that Christ's consciousness is coming back to the planet, now Christ is rising again. God is actually, when they talk about the Bible and God's coming back, this is what they're talking about, the consciousness of understanding who God is, meaning you. And that's what's happening on the planet. So they talk about God coming back. That's happening right now. They talk about God coming and destroying and opening up the lake of fire. That's happening right now. You see the earth is literally heating up. It's called global warming. All those, right, who do not vibrate with the sun are burning up in the so-called lake of fire, which is just an allegory for the sun's vibration.
Check this though. This is what I was going with that. See, you described that in, so let me describe a little bit about what I meant about tracking the star. The solar, what is it called? The spring equinox, right? The spring equinox, it literally tracks the sun all the way up until it hits 1 degree, until it hits its lowest point, which is the sun's equinox, where it stops for 3 days. Then guess what happens after 3 days? It begins
It rises again.
You talking about the winter? Winter. That's the winter.
No. It's the spring equinox. The winter equinox is when it begins to descend.
The
spring equinox is when it begins to rise in the northern hemisphere.
Now, what he's talking about is another way of looking at Jesus's resurrection and death. You understand? Yeah. The son had died and then rose again and died on the 21st and resurrected on the 25th, which is the allegory for the sun. It stays and it doesn't move because it moves right in an elliptical 360 degrees. And for 3 days, it doesn't either move nor it just stays there. That is the death. And then on the 25th, it rises again.
Check this out. See, the ancestors had a beautiful way of talking this talk that we doing now with the stars and the planets, because they turned it into personification, made it like a story, and it would be way easier for the kids to learn it, for other people to understand it, and then they would probably go into saying, hey, y'all, before we tell y'all this beautiful story, this is about how the sun and the moon works, how the stars, da-da-da-da, and how our bodies connect to the stars and communicate with the energies that is given off. And some people might be lost on that, so they give them the story of the personification of it, and it becomes this beautiful story that some people learn to capitalize off it. Now you want to learn about how to get your mind right, you better pay me $5 for this book, or whatever the case may be. Pay me $5 for this session. And you know what's funny about that? We got these new age people who's trying to, hey, you wanna boost your neuromelanin? Well, pay $10 for this chaga then. Pay $10 for this little class. I'm gonna make a video. You gotta pay me $20 per video, or subscribe to me for $20. And it's like they selling you this shit like the snake salesman. And the same thing they did with the Bible. Same thing they do right now in church. You get your blessing if you pay for it. Everything that comes that you need that's beneficial, pay for it. This is the con of the understanding that a lot of us are lost, because you got us you lost us, and now you're gonna make us pay to be found in a ditch. When you get found, when you finally wake up and open your eyes from all the shit that you've been paying for in church, You gonna wake up and it's gonna be a big ass ditch that you standing in. Gonna be damn, you done dug yourself in the grave, realizing what's going on. And because you didn't question when they said don't question. So some of us, I'm pretty sure all of us on this thing right here, at a point of time, we got ridiculed for questioning because we didn't keep digging this ditch. We stopped in the middle because we kept feeling that feeling like, bro, this something is not right. And we didn't keep bypassing that shit.
Listen, it's something you
can I
said
hit
that I
on a
want to
point?
speak on real quick.
Yeah, I want to speak on something you said too. Go ahead.
It's funny that you said that we used to pass these stories down. Do you know that is literally what woke me up? I got into the studies in college on mythology, folktale, and fairy tale, and I found out that these were stories that were told to their children to teach lessons. These are not myths. These are real things that they are using stories to make them relatable to their children.
Right.
Can I add on to what you're saying now? Because you hit on a point. So now also the reason why we did that and personified it is because we saw ourselves in nature. We didn't see ourselves separate. So we saw God in everything. So in order to explain what was going on in us, we personified and made it easy so that the children, because remember, true intelligence, the highest form of intelligence is being able to explore and explain something that's truly complicated and make a child be able to explain it to another child.
Thank you.
You understand?
Thank you.
That's true intelligence. So what we would do is to see the story of the sun and the moon and then create a personification of how it resonated inside of us. You understand? And then we could say it. So we personify things and teach the children in that same way because we resonate and see everything within inside of us. Because as above, so below, so within, so without.
They finna cut the time off, y'all. They finna cut us off. So we gonna come on back. If y'all wanna come back, we can come on back. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start it up with a beat. So let's get it.
Real quick. Isn't it funny how the sun, S-O-N, is the sun, S-U-M? Sounds a lot like sun worship to me.
That's right. It is.
Hey, you want to know what's even crazier?
Let's talk about sun worship when we